Alright, so I created a copy of the cabinet list, and what we're going to do is we're going to add some frames to it. So I'm going to go to Design Report, and I'm going to show you how to put a frame around the cabinets table. It'll work for the job info table and every other table. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to double click on the table. We're going to go to the group header, and we're going to delete line definition 3. That's this line right here. So we want that gone. Next, we want to go to the default frame in the actual table properties themselves, and this is the default frame that is set up for all of the elements. Now, by default, it's set to this value here. So, first thing we want to do is set it to none, set all of these surrounding values to 0, and that's the spacing between each frame, or between each element basically. And we're going to now select the line type that we want to use. In this case, I'm going to use a solid line type. The color, and if it's white, it's going to leave it out. It's kind of like a paper color. I want it to be silver, which is number 45. And then I'm going to give it a width of 0.5 millimeters. That's pretty standard. It looks really good and works very well. So now I can just go back to my presets and hit outline. Now you can see I have an outline around everything. When I hit OK, you can see it put frames everywhere. I can now go on a element by element basis and change how the default frame is set up for that element. But the big thing we want to look at first is when I go 2 times here, you see this massive amount of space between everything. Well, I don't want that. So I'm going to double click on cabinets. We'll go to the line definition. That's where the spacing value comes in. I need to go in and set all of the spacing to 0. We can do it on everything if we want. So we're just going to go through and quickly look for everything that has spacing on it, which will only be the line definitions themselves. And you can see as I zero them out, they kind of squish everything together. So let me make sure I didn't miss anything. 0, 0, 0. Okay. So now everything's kind of squished together. And now we can go through, and like I said, if I wanted to, I could go and change the frame. Like let's say I didn't want this bar here between the page and the date. I can go to header line, select that element, find the frame property. Let's say drop out the bottom one, go to this one, drop out the top one, hit OK, hit OK. And there we go. Now it's in one big box. So that's the kind of control you can get over the frames. We have to make sure that the default frame is, well, set up as the default, and each individual field matches what we want it to be. Hope this helps you out.